Yo, yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's happening? What's happening? I'm just getting things set up here real quick. What up, RC? How we doing? How we doing? Check this out. I was listening to this earlier. Oh, wait, they got a Super Mario World City Pop. All right, cool. We can listen to that. Welcome back. Why, thank you so much, RC. How we doing? How we doing? Getting one thing set up here. Ooh, actually, hold on. This looks groovy. Yeah, Kirby Adventure. What's about to look up? There we go. That'll get me out of trouble. Well, so my plan, we got a bit of a plan here. Oh, let me go over. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm in proper form now, or whatever that means. What's going on? There we go. Let me get to the channel. Trying to do a thing here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna move this over. We're gonna move this over. Well, yeah, I guess we can move this over too. I'll play that in the background. This over. Okay, we're just getting some stuff ready here so I can talk about stuff. All right, let me get this up real quick. Hey, no worries, Perk. I appreciate you jumping through either way. I am kind of sick, so I'm going to talk as long as I can before my throat starts hurting. I'm trying to wait until some more people get in here, and I can like go in, because I don't want to have to repeat anything. Which I'm sure is gonna have to happen throughout the stream, but because I'm streaming at a sorry, I'm eating a cough drop. I'm streaming at a very abnormal time. I want to stream earlier so I can end a bit earlier so I can go to sleep, because I need to rest since I'm getting sick. So this is the second time I've been in New York and the second time I got sick again. How were the games running? They ran pretty smooth. Like in comparison to the Switch 2, in comparison to Nintendo Switch, they were much better, as expected. Yeah, they ran flawless. Like, I won't say flawless, but I mean, I guess it depends on the game you're talking about, right? Would that be clean? Yeah, I mean, it's that, and there's so many people bunched up in one place, and so many people you know what I'm saying, that don't really have good public care. I should have wore a mask. I still didn't wear a mask. I forgot. So I forgot to get a mask. Me and my friends didn't, but it seemed like I'm the only one that got sick. I feel like DT4's brother got sick too though. When I got home yesterday, I felt like crap. I felt okay up until I got home. Then I felt awful. And then I woke up this morning with a huge headache. I think I might have had a fever early this morning. Cause I had a really bad headache, like a migraine. And then I went back to sleep and woke up and then my throat's sore now. So and I feel a little fatigued, but not like too bad. It doesn't help that day that they had the Nintendo event, it was raining like really, really hard that day. Not really hard. It was drizzling a lot. Sorry, it was drizzling and raining a lot, and it was cold, like 40 degrees out there. And I only had a hoodie, and I was walking around a lot that day. I did a lot just to do that damn Switch 2 event. Was it worth it? Would be the next question. I say yes. I think it was worth it. What I'm thinking of doing, as you guys know, I got this thing. I got Diddy and Donkey Kong, and both of them have little hooks on the top. So I might just sit them up in the back. Like I might hang them up like on the wall so you can see them in the background. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Or could just sit him on the bed. Just have him chilling in the back. I would have popped off if they had a Dixie one. That would have been perfect. Still waiting for the DT4 patch notes that he is on the news or radio or commentator. Dude, he needs to just make some content. I be feeling bad always annoying him about this. You need to do. I don't like Diddy's hat on his plush. It's kind of weird. How do you clean like this type of material? Because like I have the barrel too. This is like my favorite thing to get. Was the barrel pillow. I think it's so soft and comfortable, but I want to wash it because I know people had their grubby hands on this thing. So I want to clean it, but like I can do like this. Oh, it fell. It's not really made for this, but after I clean it, I'm just gonna keep it on my bed. I'm gonna just have it there just to have. And Grouch Kong, yeah, but preferably Dixie. Dixie a bit more. It's just crazy. We're not going to be getting toys of this DK anymore. Like, this is the last time we're going to have this DK available. That's wild. And then we're going to be getting the new DK everywhere. This might be like a super landmark kind of thing for me. Like, being able to have this still. Like, whoa, you got the old DK design. Like, imagine this in like 15 to 20 years. Having this old DK design as a toy is gonna be crazy. New fur, new breeds. Hey, what up, Amp? How we doing? Over on the YouTube side. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this started. Whoever comes in late is gonna come in late. So I want to get this kind of recorded. It's over on YouTube anyway. Where the hell? Oh, I'm bugging. I'm looking at Donkey Kong right here. But yeah, so the trip. So let's just go over everything. I got like some notes here so I can kind of have some kind of organization here, so I'm not just all over the goddamn place. I was kind of hoping to do this with DT4, but he had a lot of work to catch up on because I was staying with him. So I'll get all the trip stuff out of the way now. By the time I do that, people should be in here over time. It might be worth $100. Yeah, you never know. Like I said, because this old DK design is probably going to be extinct. Okay, so let's go in order here. So flew out to Virginia, got to see DT4. Crib was awesome, really cool. I think I came the day before the direct, so we were all just kind of prepping, me, him, and his bro. We were just catching up. They were showing me like their collections. DT4 has so much stuff. Like in his closet, he got boxes of like all the different video games that he's had up until this time. It's like a museum in his room. It's crazy. He literally has every amiibo like to date, like dead ass. Like he has every single amiibo that's come out. Somehow he has enough room on his wall for all of them. We got some on his wall, and then he has like a whole separate trunk of like Splatoon ones. Yeah, he has every last one of them. He's talked about it in the podcast a few times about his collection, but like he was dead serious about having like all those amiibos. Like he was not joking. The plane ride was smooth. I'll say the plane ride was super duper smooth. I got there pretty much without a hitch. Delta was cool. I know we were joking about Delta in here before. Delta was smooth. I'll say that like for some reason they sat me next to a guy my same height or even taller, and we were right next to each other. So like our legs were super bunched up. It was very uncomfortable. Luckily it was on like an 1.5-hour flight. On the trip back though, it was way better. I'll say the trip back was so much more comfortable. But Delta was a cool flying experience. I think I'm gonna pick Delta again. They have this thing called Clear at airports now. This is my first time hearing about it. Perp, whenever you fly out, you might want to look into that too. You can get a free trial. Just remember to cancel it. It's kind of like a speedy way to get through checkout. That floating thing just now. Anyway, this is a speedy way to get through not checkout. You get through your bag checks and stuff. Clear lets you get through that faster, and they got a free trial for like 2 weeks or something like that. So it might be worth getting. It helped me get in and out of TSA fast. So if you're anybody flying out anytime soon, you might want to look into that. He had this cool game store, DT4 does, where they actually have GameCubes, and they sell like GameCubes and Dreamcast and 64 controllers and all kind of stuff. It's actually pretty sick. I'm like, damn, y'all got all this over here? So I was actually saying I may look into getting a Dreamcast and a GameCube from there. They also repair systems and controllers and all of that. So I would like to go out there and get some stuff repaired, or they said you can mail stuff too. You can buy games from them. So they sell retro games, and it looks like the pricing isn't as bad as it is online. So I may actually look into that. I just got to set up to get real ID for real ID. You use a fake ID? What do you mean by real ID? Haven't you always been using real ID? What does that mean, real ID? I'm coming. Okay. But yeah, so that happened. Switch 2 Direct. Man, where do I even start with that? That Switch 2 Direct was something crazy, bro. Like, I screamed so much that day. Like, I talked about it in the post Direct, so I don't really have to go in full detail about that again. But it was just incredible being able to see like what the Switch 2 can do. And I guess I can mesh in my experience with the Switch 2 live event with the direct. I can kind of maybe do both at the same time. Probably what I'm end up doing. Oh yeah, I got to go to the second biggest mall in America, so that was fun. I think it's called America Dream up in Jersey. So that was a cool experience. They got a Toys R Us in there. They got a Nickelodeon store. They got like all kind of stuff. It was fun doing that. Did I tell you I broke down crying when the unconscious? Yeah, you did. You did. I remember that. Yeah, it was hype. It was really, really hype. Seeing DK, I was thoroughly shocked. I was not expecting that. I just was not expecting to see a Donkey Kong game anytime soon. So apparently flights will be mandatory to get flights within US and my area made. Can you explain that? I think you typed that kind of weird. You're still in awe? So after playing Donkey Kong, because I think you were saying, oh yeah, I can go ahead and start responding to what you wanted me to respond to now. RC, hold on. Let me put this over here so I can look at it. Let me just put this over here. Pull up Discord, because you wanted me to respond to some things in more detail that I couldn't respond to much at the time. Yeah, I am glad they went with Donkey Kong instead of Mario. A lot of people were saying that. Like, I like that they're paying other IPs some love. It reminds me of the GameCube when we got like Luigi instead of Mario, like as a start off big game. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really, really cool. Hey, what up, creator? Thank you. You think might be released at the end of the year? I might be fatigued. Like if I'm playing, because I'm gonna be finishing Tears of the Kingdom with a fully 3D game. Isn't Metroid coming out this year too? I think Metroid's coming out this year. And then we got Donkey Kong. I might be 3D platform game out by that point. I don't know. We'll see though. Because DK is coming out in the summer. I don't know if I want another game made by that Mario Odyssey team again that fast. They got nothing for the end of the year? You just guessing? Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll announce it. You don't want Odyssey anymore? I don't even know the difference between real ID and the ID card. I don't know either, Perp. I don't even know what they're asking of you, to be honest. They are making having a real ID mandatory to maybe, okay, I think you get a different ID card when you're 21. That's different than when you're 18. That's what I'm thinking. Put it in a pillow slip and wash on delicates. You talking about the that what you talking about on Amp? Is that how I wash this pillow? So put it in a pillow slip. You talking about like a pillow cover back there? So we put this inside of that and then wash it on delicate? And then what? This pillow is so awesome, by the way. I love this thing. It's so comfortable, dude. Okay, where was I though? So, oh yeah, let me answer. Let me see something, because I'm willing to answer any questions you guys have. By the way, I made notes so I wouldn't be all over the place, and I'm still all over the place. I don't even know where I want to start with this. There's so much stuff. Okay, so let me scroll up. Let's see. So I know you. What are we talking about here? Thoughts on this? I think that is fine as long as games lower quality. Okay, so let's talk about the pricing. Let's talk about the price of the Switch and the Switch 2. I mean, the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 games. Let's start with this. What do you guys think about the price of the Switch 2 and the games on the Switch 2? What do y'all think of it? Do y'all think that it's too high? Okay, so you need like a actual driver's license. So you don't have a driver's license. Oh, that is true. Cause I show people my oh, you don't have a driver's license. Okay, that makes sense. Cause I have a driver's license. YouTube is super delayed. Had to slip over here. No worries. Yeah, and I was asking, so basically put this pillow inside of a pillowcase and then put it in the and just set the wash machine to delicate. Is that what you said? Switch price is okay. Switch games is not that bad. I agree. Yeah, that works. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Okay, so do I put detergent on? Well, I guess I put detergent on top of the pillow slip. It'll just wash it. Okay, I'll see. There should be a delicate setting on the washing machine. So what about drying? Do I dry that in the dryer or do I need to like just sit it out and let it air dry? Like sit it out in the bathroom or sit it out somewhere. Cause I can't sit it outside because I'm in the apartment. Yeah, I think the price of the games are not great, if I'm being honest. I think the price of the games are kind of trash. But I get it. Like Maximilian dude brought up a good point. So back in the day, back during like the Super Nintendo era, the NES era, games were actually very expensive back then. There's a lot of games that were up to $70, $80, almost even $90 back then. Because some of those games were ports from arcades and all kind of other stuff was happening. So with that being said, this isn't something new, but I'm interested because I actually watched the interview where Doug Bowser was saying that the pricing makes sense for the Switch 2. Matter of fact, let's do this. Hold on. We're gonna do this. I'm just gonna actually pull it up real quick. We're gonna watch it together because there was an interview they did with Doug. Yeah, they've been pretty cheap, but they were expensive at one point though. But yeah, I would let it air dry because I don't really trust putting it in the dryer, but that's how I washed my mushroom plush. And it was fine after you washed it. Like it wasn't messed up or nothing. It still kept its softness.
Lose money, but you make it up not on the hardware, but you make it up on the software. Is that kind of the idea with this as well? Well,
yeah. So from what I remember watching in this interview, Doug Bowser was basically stating that they're gonna justify the price through the content of the game. Like Nintendo feels like the games are worth that money. Like they feel like Mario Kart is gonna be worth $80, but like RC posted, I think like a couple days ago, I remember you posting this that like that's not the static price for all games across the board. So it's only gonna be certain games that's gonna cost that much. So from what it looks like with Donkey Kong, I can see maybe $70 potentially being justified. With Mario Kart, Doug Bowser said it in that interview, and I actually talked to a Nintendo rep during the Nintendo live event I was at, and I actually asked them. I was like, I actually asked the Nintendo rep. I was like, so like, how do you feel about like? No, I asked him like, I'm trying to remember what I asked him. Dang it, I'm getting brain fog now. Dang it. Okay, I asked him. I took some medicine earlier, so I think it's messing my brain here. Okay, I got it. I asked him like, why is Mario Kart like almost $90? And he was like, well, we haven't seen everything yet. No, that's not what I asked him. I asked him, is there more that we're gonna see, or is this all there is? And he was like, no, we're gonna have much more. He said, in fact, this is only like a fraction of what's in the game. And Doug Bowser also alluded in that interview he had that he was talking about there's actually gonna be more. Like there's a lot we haven't seen yet that's gonna be shown in the Mario Kart Direct. So there's been some people been doing some research and they found there's like a hub world with different things connected. So we may be getting a Diddy Kong Racing or CTR-esque kind of thing going on via single player, which would be extremely interesting. So if that is the case, if we got this open world thing, this F-Zero 99 Battle Royale styled mode, 24 players with all these costumes and all this shit, all these characters in it, I can see it maybe being $80 if that is the case. I might be able to live with that being $80. This might be the ultimate Mario Kart. And we didn't even talk about DLC. Somebody else was also mentioning that this may end up being, this might have like free DLC since the game's $80. I doubt that. I don't think we're gonna get free DLC, but it's a possibility that we could get free DLC. So we just have to see what's up. It's still soft. Had to reshape a little. I might try that. I may throw it in a washing machine like right now, actually, and then just let it air dry. Let me do that. Actually, give me a sec, y'all. So I'm supposed to put it in here like this, and just throw the shit in the washing machine like that. Okay, let's see how this see how this goes. Tie it up. Oh shit. God damn it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Wait a minute, but if I tied it up though, how will the soap get in it? I'm telling y'all, Mario Kart World is hiding something big from us. I know it is. I think we're gonna get some kind of Diddy Kong racing mode on it, bro. I'm calling it right now. I know they are. With the water, bro? Oh, okay, okay. I can't believe what they did with other Nintendo game IPs like Mario Party Superstar, Strikers, and Donkey Kong. What you mean? What do you mean by that? They always say that. That makes me expect there should be missions in Mario Kart World and side quests and free updates. It should be, but we might get all that stuff right from the start. Because I mean, like, what are they gonna talk about in that Mario Kart Direct that we haven't already seen? Besides, I guess, the online mode and all the features on that. That's what they haven't showed and what the single player is. Maybe updates we expect to see. Maybe some additional characters we haven't seen. Because I'll be honest, when I played it, so okay, let's get into it. When I went to the Nintendo experience, when I played Mario Kart, there wasn't really a lot available. It was just, we were locked in with, so they only had like 2 modes. We can only do, you know, the traditional racing mode, and then the, so okay, when I went in there, how they had us do it, we had to, they paired us off into 2s. So I had to pair off with somebody there. Me and this dude was playing, and shout out to that guy, by the way, because the Nintendo guy asked him, what's your favorite Mario Kart? He said Double Dash. Right on. That guy got great taste. But anyways, I was gonna say that because that's my favorite one too. But I was gonna say that Bomb Battle, no, their online system and whether it would be significantly improved. I want to hear about that too. Weren't you gonna go into Donkey Kong Bonanza? I was, but we're talking about, I guess I'm just talking about Mario Kart now real quick. Well, we're talking about the pricing. I'm sorry. I got into Mario Kart without talking about the pricing. But yeah, so they sat us down. We went into 2 different things. Okay, so we had to do the versus mode, right? For Mario Kart. And then we also had to do the Battle Royale, whatever, knockout mode. So they sat us down, 2 each. We raced. Immediately I saw in the menu, of course, you can, you got your characters and their different outfits. The outfits are separate slots, which is kind of annoying. I hope they fix that, or at least sort it differently, because I don't have to click through like a million times just to get to Beach Daisy. Like, you don't have enough time when that timer is going off to pick all that. But then again, that could be why they removed the customization system, because that would have been too much to try to do. So there's that. I think they also removed the customization system just to make things easier and homogenize and stuff. The game did feel a little looser than 8. I'll say it feels very loose compared to 8, especially with the turning, but it still feels intuitive. It feels really smooth. The grinding feels super intuitive. You just literally hop on and you just start grinding. You get trick right off of it. Of course, as they've shown, you can do like a million different tricks in the air. That shocked me, because I don't know what made me think to mash it a few times, because I was playing Cross Worlds recently, Sonic, and I mashed it and I was just flipping all over the damn place. The video that you showed me, what's up, Miyu? The video that you showed actually RC in Discord about Mario Kart, about the tricks and stuff. That guy actually wasn't doing tricks when he was in a parasail mode, and he was like in a gliding mode. It's not even a parasail mode anymore. He's actually gliding. You can actually do tricks in the air while you're gliding too. Like, you can do like a bunch of fucking tricks, which is actually kind of big, because that means that you can trick to kind of maneuver yourself into different directions. Like potentially if there's like a wall you want to trick to, you might be able to trick onto the wall and then trick off the wall back to somewhere else. Or you can, do some tricks to get to a different part of the stage you want to get to. So there's a couple things like that that you can do that I didn't even see that guy do in that video. Because I did like a bunch of tricks in the air while I was flying and stuff. I like that you have more control when you're gliding. I think that's pretty cool. Because the gliding just felt a little automated in 8. Not even a little, it felt super automated. They're essentially the uncontrolled, like the scripted cannon blast segments in other Mario Kart games, but you just have moderate control over it. So yeah. Wait, did you see the menu? How does it look like? So what does it look like? The menu looks really clean. I think there's actually a video out there about what the menu actually looks like. I saw somebody playing it. So you can see what it looks like. Hold on. Like it's actually very, very, very clean. It reminds me of Mario Strikers for some reason, like Charged, like the way the menu is, because you get to see actual 3D models of the characters and they like emote and stuff when you're hovering over them. Let me see. Mario. Wait, why'd I stop the music? Hold on. Mario Kart World gameplay.
That was too soft.
They did a play of it on the Treehouse actually, so I might just be able to go there to look. But yeah, they played on Treehouse. Yeah, I can look at it on there. Hold on. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you a whoa, it didn't look like that when I played. They're using a different build on the Treehouse than even I have, than even when I played. But obviously, because ours was super limited. Okay, so considering the free roam, it makes sense that the gliding sections are like the Waluigi pinball automation. Makes me wonder if in single player you can just drive off the track and start free roaming. So you can actually do that in the multiplayer mode menu. You can actually do that because in the loading room, sorry, in the loading room, when everyone was selecting everything to do the 24 knockout race, the Nintendo rep was sitting next to me and she was like, you know, I think you guys might have heard me talking. By the way, what was ugly about that event? My audio, I went back to watch the stream and my audio was cutting out. Y'all didn't say anything, but my audio was really bad, even worse than it could have been. It was actually picking up from my phone and not my goddamn Bluetooth that entire time. Because I noticed when I gave DT4, you knew, oh my God. When we gave DT4, when I gave DT4 the phone one of the times to record me, I noticed it was picking him up and not me when I was talking. So that sucks. But I think you guys got the gist of what I was trying to say. So all that aside, when she was over there talking to me, you know, we were looking at the you know, I was she told me to drive off the track. I was like, what? She's like, in the loading room. She's like, go and drive into the water. I drove into the water. I literally broke the railing that would normally keep you from going off stage on Mario. I was able to break that, go out of bounds, and just run around. And then I ran into, like, there was a bench with a toad and a toadette sitting on it, and I like knocked that shit over with them on it. I was literally just going everywhere. I was climbing up some hills. I was driving them hills and shit. I was going everywhere, and all of this was in the loading menu, which is freaking crazy. Like it was amazing. You laughing because I'm a menace. You didn't see the menu at the treehouse? Let's let this low. That was let's play while I'm talking. Yeah, you can literally go like everywhere. Oh, you wondering if Bomb Battle? If Bomb Battle comes back, Judgment, that'd be sick. I forgot to reply to that. Okay, yo, enjoy your meeting. Enjoy your meeting. Okay, yeah, hop back in when you can. So the menu essentially looks like this, but I think the reason why it looks different, why it looked different for me, is because I was doing multiplayer. Because the one I was looking at had the characters below, and then your character was like here. But it essentially looks like this. The Mario Shuffle, bro. Yeah, they do little dances and shit when you pick them. It's kind of funny. Dude, why does Yoshi look so majestic? Look at Yoshi, bro. I don't know why he looks so funny. Rosalina, yeah, they got Rosalina right there. Dude, look at Pauline. Pauline looks like a baddie down there. What? Oh, Rosalina is your girl? You like using Rosalina? Rosalina, Yoshi, your mains? Dude, look at Mario, bro. Peach looks pretty cool. I like how much more yellow Peach's hair is. I know that's a weird comment to make. Dude, look at Waluigi looks like a menace. You talking about me being a menace? Look at him. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. I messed up. I goofed. There we go. So I actually tried the sports bike because of course they don't have the Yoshi bike on here, at least not yet. So I was using the so there really isn't any character customization, but obviously there are still stats. I don't know if the stats are weight dependent like the previous Mario Kart games. I'm not sure. They brought the little beetle thing back though. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know if those are back or not. I don't know if weight matters, but it looks like bikes are still I don't know if there's a speed version of bikes in this game, because when I tried to look, it seemed like they were all kind of like acceleration or handling based, but I think there might have been a couple bikes I picked that had more speed than others. So I think they did a good job balancing things. I think in this game potentially, I think bikes and cars are gonna be interchangeable stat wise, and you can it's gonna be just preference on aesthetically what you want to use. But I think there are still gonna be bikes that wide turn more, while there's gonna be cars that probably wide turn more, and buggies and shit that wide turn differently. That turn differently. Waluigi does look good. Why in the Odyssey Shuffle? He is. Can we do wheelies on the bike? No, unfortunately, you can't. Did they get rid of inward bikes? No, because I think the sports bikes do turn inwardly and they felt fine. We didn't get a race on this stage. I don't think I did this stage. The DK Spaceport. This shit looks fire. I don't think I did this stage when I played. Why that? Why what? Hey Google, turn on the lights. You put your money on the table? And the game truly does have a rolling start, which is pretty sick. Like you really are just kind of rolling, and then but you still have to hold A at 2 before it starts. So like you know how to do the 3, 2, 1, and 2 usually when you hold it to go. You still need to do that. Really, the rolling start looks cool aesthetically, but it's not really anything like crazy. I don't know why they're not rolling starting here though. I guess because this is why are they doing a rolling start here? Oh, because they're not on the second part of the race, I guess. So the way it works too is there's 3 different stages that you race on. It's not just one. So you go from like one stage to the next. I think they're gonna have the rolling start in the next part. So as you see here, Luigi's like grinding. I'm trying to see how you got up there, because you can't just jump off the ground. It has to be an initial start. Okay, yeah, so you can enter the rails here. You can front flip and back flip like off the rails, which is kind of sick. You see him popping a wheelie on here, that's essentially probably gonna be your wheelie. When I think that's the animation it has, because the cars kind of tilt to the side. They do like a little two wheel slide on it, and then I guess the bikes do wheelies on the grinding rail. Are there brakes or does it stop after a track? What do you mean by that? You mean like can we hit? You mean are there brakes in between the tracks, or like what do you mean? Or do you mean can you literally hit the brake button? So when I saw a vid about it, does happen in Grand Prix. Maybe that's why. I think it's because we did a Grand Prix when I did the actual little trailer thing. I saw all kind of items. Like I saw the like I used the ice flower. It looks like you unlock costumes for your characters by getting the goodie bag item. Or the food item or whatever. Once you get that that item, it unlocks the costume for you. So what I'm gonna do when I first get this game is I'm going to immediately go to single player mode and just try to get all the costumes for Daisy, like right off the bat. I'm just gonna just run in there and just get every costume for Daisy I can get, unlock everything, and then before I even go online. Dude, I really like the I like the font for the numbers and stuff on here. The placing, I think it's really cool. Oh, and when you win, of course, you keep the crown, which is cool. They showed that at the treehouse thing too, but a lot of people didn't watch the treehouse. So yeah, if you come in first in the next race, you keep your crown. You get like a crown, which is so dope. They only let us race up to 100cc though. But there's a loading time between the tracks, which should not happen if they want to sell it as an open world type race. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was some loading, but I don't remember it being that long. It would seem very seamless because in fact, me and the guy, that was sick. Okay, so how does that work? You saw how he flipped onto the wall? Is that something you can do all the time? Or is it like a... That's interesting. It's like they count the wall as like a grinding spot too. So I guess you could trick onto any wall surface and then trick off of a wall, which would then get you another boost. So you can trick onto a wall. And did he hold his spark when he did that? Let me see. Okay, so he's grinding. He backflipped. That gave him a boost, and then he jumped off and got another boost. That might be kind of optimal, dude. Like low key. Because you're getting a boost on the wall from doing that. And then he backflipped off the wall and got another boost. And now he's in front of that DK. Yeah, the DK got bodied too. But yeah, that might end up being a thing, man. No, the limit is higher than 10. There's 19. They got it up to 20. I don't know what the actual limit is. And because you know the more coins you have, the more top speed you have. But there's so many ways to get coins in this game. Like there's the coin, there's coins everywhere on the stage, of course. There's the coin shell. There's the coin box that you can get. There's boxes, there's question mark boxes like literally on the stages too. They got a lot of retro stages that they brought back too, by the way. So yeah. Okay, 20 is the max. So 20 coins is the max now. Cause I see it's golden now, whereas before it was just white. So it looks like 20 is the max. Like he could do more tricks right now. Like while he's in this mode. I don't know what that does besides just add some flair, or maybe if you want to just flip over to the left side quickly, he can do more tricks right here before he lands. Like if he did like one more trick in the air, I think he might have actually got a boost when he landed. That's just more optimization stuff. But yeah. Whoa. That's cool. Wait, he's boosting on the rail. Is he drifting on the rail? Whoa, that boost looked crazy just now, dude. Yeah, it's like rainbow boost, dude. That gave him a lot of speed just now. Wow. But yeah. But see, this isn't one of those endless. Okay, I see what it is. So this is just a standard racing mode. So based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like, and compared to when I played it, it looks like there's going to be a traditional way of playing Mario Kart, like the standard 3-lap racing. There's going to be the because this is Grand Prix right here. There's going to be the mode of playing where you go from the tour, where you go from one stage to the next, and then there's going to be the knockout 27, the knockout 24 mode. That's what it's looking like, based on what I'm seeing right here. I want to see him do the tour. Do you have to turn while you're on the rail? I don't think so. I think you can flip off. That's pretty sick. I don't like how the lighting animation. You don't like the lighting animation in this game, really? You talking about for the which part of the lighting? Like on the what lighting? One important thing to mention that should be considered in an update. Let us switch items like in Mario Kart Double Dash. That'd be cool if you could swap them around. I think that'd be really helpful. I don't think I could do that when I played though. Oh, lightning. You don't like the lightning animation. The lightning animation is scary in this game. Like I was playing, like the lightning literally stops you in this game. If you get shocked, you're stuck. like in previous Mario Karts, when you get shocked, you kind of spin out and you keep kind of moving a bit, but you'll be slower. On this game, when you get shocked, everyone comes to a stop. And it looks terrifying when you get shocked in this game. Can a bullet bill hit you? Talking about in this game in general, I believe so. I don't think I got hit by a bullet bill, but I'm pretty sure it can still hit you. I'm so happy to see Flying Fortress back. Yeah, me too. Maple Tree Way. I want to see the tour mode. Let's try this one. No, this is still the regular thing. But yeah, that's basically Mario Kart in a nutshell. I will say, okay, let's move over to Donkey Kong. Where's DK at? Here we go. We can talk about Donkey Kong. I don't even know if RC Stick. I know you want to talk about that. So my thoughts on DK. What's up, Afro Ty? So I did get to play DK. It honestly just feels like Mario Odyssey, but with Donkey Kong. He felt great, very quick, very fast movement. Of course, he just, DK's been, he beats the shit out of everything. The combat's so interesting because you can literally break off pieces from everywhere and beat the hell out of things with it. The digging felt good. I will say there was a lot of frame drops, I'll say, and a lot of jankiness. So I can tell it was like an early, whatever build I was playing was probably an earlier build. I mean, it's a demo build because like we only got 20 minutes to play it before we had to rotate out. Hope you had fun at the event. I did. It was really cool. I'm doing pretty good. If you had any questions after Ty can answer them. But yeah, you can literally pick up just about anything and throw it. You can also ride on it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm hoping the full game is has a little less jank in it. I feel like I was just starting to kind of get a hang of like DK's movement in this game. I do like that they have the little roll that you can do, like his roll from the classic games. I'm glad that you can still do that in this game. The Bonanza just destroying everything that you can't really destroy everything on here. There's some surfaces that you can't like break through, it turns out. So the trickiness would be like knowing what you can break through and utilizing all that, but you can pretty much break through just about anything. It's just certain type of floors and certain areas you can't do that in. Other than that, it's it's pretty much like what you see right here, unless RC, unless you have some specific questions for me. But you've been looking up so much stuff. Like my experience may not be different from anyone else's you've heard. But it's not just destroying everything and that's it though. It's a 3D platformer. The 3D platformer, and it's a collectathon because you're collecting things too. It's like Mario Odyssey, except instead of just jumping on enemies, you're just beating the shit out of everything. And you can dig through things, create tunnels. The movement felt great. Man, RC, the movement felt great. It actually felt like DK's base movement speed, like running, felt better than Mario to me. Now, granted, I haven't played Mario Odyssey in a while, but like you would think using a, you know, like a giant, well, not giant, you know, you're a gorilla, you're a big gorilla, but he moves so good. Like he feels kind of fast movement wise. Like he doesn't feel slow. So, and it feels so like the controls feel so snappy and quick. It feels great. What the hell is this? I didn't even notice that. I didn't look up there. Wow, I never noticed that when I was playing. I didn't look up there. Of course, I only had 20 minutes to play it. It's kind of boring then. They didn't show the right things, in my opinion. What do you mean by that? This is under the ocean? Oh. I mean, I wasn't paying attention. Did you yearn for the mines? Wait, what? What's up, Autumn? Does beating the shit out of enemies feel satisfying? Extremely. It does. It does feel great. I kind of wish that his combo, I wish he had like a combo system, kind of like a action game. That'd be pretty sick. Like if you could do different combinations of punches and shit, but it looks like you just get you get like a generic kind of 1-2 punch on people. But like deciding to do that or throw something at them or just swing rocks at them is pretty cool. I'll tell you, this is a lot more interactive than just jumping on top of an enemy's head or throwing Cappy at them and jumping on their head. It's way more fun than that. Basically, if you liked Odyssey, I think this game might be a lot more fun in some ways, or it could be more fun in some ways. That's what I'll say. I can't say this is better than Odyssey, not gonna never played it. We just saw this map and the tutorial map and him running around and beating shit, but no lore, no other maps, which contains other. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's just a demo. And I think the demo is just for us to be able to try the game out and see how it moves and how it plays. So unfortunately, I think this was more focused on gameplay and less so on like the actual girth of the game itself. I think maybe in later builds or once they have an actual direct dedicated to this game, if they do, I think that might be when we will get more of that. I could not figure out how to do that little reticle thing. But yeah, I'm just so surprised he has all of this stuff right from the jump, like without you having to unlock anything. It's so interesting. They really want you to just beat the hell out of everything. Yeah, maybe in the second trailer. Cause there's still I have a lot of questions about things too, but I can just tell this is supposed to be just like a, hey, check out what you can do in this game kind of thing. You're scared this game won't be as good as you want it to be? Why is that? Chicken jockey? Chicken jockey. What's that? What's that, Autumn? Wait, what? I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty sick. I mean, the Nintendo lady didn't tell me anything. She just kind of was sitting, well, that's not true. She was trying to coach me through, but then she noticed I would kind of like already knew how to play like games. So like she kind of just sat there and just looked at me after that. Whoops. Cause I've been waiting 11 years for it. Well, okay. Well, I mean, like, are there things that's scaring you into thinking this game isn't gonna be good? I guess maybe that'd be a better question, RC. Like, has the game given you reason to think so? I think this game's gonna be fun, but I think that if you were tired of Mario Odyssey and the way that game plays, I don't know what this game would do for you. Also, this is running like complete ass, and I don't think this is my side. Wait, it might be my side actually. Hold on. I don't know. Is it my side? Why is it running like that? Let me see. No, my camera's fine over here. I think it's just a video. I think this video is just trash. Well, no, because my Internet Explorer is moving kind of odd too. Why is it running like that? Hold on. It's the video? Oh, okay. I hope the music's good too, but I'm not gonna, if this is gonna be like a Mario game, I'm not gonna put my stock into it. I'm not gonna put a lot of stock into this. Live stream was good. Okay. You like Odyssey? You hope it's not too basic? I don't think so, but I'm wondering, I'm just curious. I feel like people might end up, I think more so than getting bored with it because it's too simple, I think people may get fatigued. Like Triax said it best, it's like fatigue from like exploration fatigue, because like you don't really know what you can dig and what you can't dig per se. You just kind of dig in to see what you can find, and that can create a type of fatigue in itself. Like there's like too many choices and shit. Does that make sense? Like, do they give you details on Switch 2 release date? Yeah, it comes out on the June 5th. I think they put that in the actual direct, I think, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's coming out June 5th, but they did delay pre-orders in the US. But I did sign up for the Nintendo Online pre-order. So hopefully I can do that. David Wise. Wait, did David Wise pass away? Isn't that the same musician that I heard like in the original DK? Okay. Dude, why is this running like this? It's dropping quality too. Let me try a different video. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna try like this. Let me try this real quick. No, it's my thing. Why is it doing that? Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Something's not right with this. Give me a second. Yeah, this thing is moving super weird. Hold on. What's good with my computer? Hold on. Let me see something. Let me try closing out an edge. I'm gonna try opening. Let's try this. But we can keep talking though. I'm just gonna see something. It might be Edge that's doing that. I'm gonna open Opera, see how Opera runs. Because my computer is fine. Like I'm looking at my camera, so that's fine. I think it's just something up with this with Edge or something probably. Let me try Opera. I mainly use Opera anyway. I just use Edge so I can see what I'm listening to. And then I'll be like, what are you listening to, Locks? If you keep watching, they do move where they surf on a rock and then kick it from that position. That's pretty cool. He's just not working on this. Got you. Pre-order date, not the launch date. Did you call me a wing nut? Wait, but you typed Locks. Did it give you details on Switch 2 release date? That's what you asked about, the release date. How am I a wing nut for that? That was Edge that was doing that. I'm not a wing nut for that. You're a wing nut for that. But no, they didn't give me any details. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it was just Edge. Let me go back to Showcase real quick. I don't really know what else I can really say outside of what we've seen, unless you had some other question for me about it. Cause like I said, you basically looked up everything I would have shown. Like, or I would have been talking about. Of course, we got Cranky in here. Oh, let me get some music going at least. This is weird. Without music, hold on. Also, Canada got delayed. Yeah, RC was hurting on that. Poor RC. Poor us, too. We got screwed, too. This kind of looks like I'm playing it a little bit. Like just the way this looks, it looks like I'm playing the game. I didn't make it this far in because I guess I only had 20 minutes to play and I was checking out everything. They don't want us to buy it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to do, it's the tariffs. It's that stupid tariffs that got enacted that messed everything up, unfortunately. So it's getting delayed. I mean, we're lucky they don't end up pushing the price up because of it. It's set to release on the same day, but a lot of pre-order, I mean, other countries already pre-ordered their copies already, which kind of sucks. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I just want to go ahead and pre-order mine. I want this thing on launch day. I want to play Mario Kart World. It's funny because it makes me want to play Mario Kart, but then it's like I play Mario Kart 8 and it's like, damn, this just ain't the same, bro. I like that they incorporated the barrels, but I think what they're trying to do is I think they're trying to create like their own Donkey Kong thing by doing this whole reinvention of DK like they're doing right now, where it kind of has the Donkey Kong Country-esque things. That's so funny. The Donkey Kong Country-esque things, but while also, you know, like making their own original take to it. He's really goofy and it is really weird, but I'm kind of okay with it. I've had Country DK for a long time, so I'm not really hurting. You pre-ordered on 3 sites? Good shit. So what sites did you pre-order on? Like what stores did you use? If I send you money, can you pre-order one for me and then just mail it over? Nah, I don't know if they're region locked. I probably shouldn't get a German or European Switch. Be best around to be region locked. Wait, the tariff shouldn't have nothing to do with RCs being delayed though. You're in Canada. I just thought about that. That shouldn't have nothing to do with you. Why is it delayed in Canada? This game has to be good as an Odyssey team. See, I would say that, but like, I don't trust that anymore. Because remember, Sonic, you know how they threw that out there? Sonic Forces was developed by the people that made Sonic Generations, and then you saw how that game turned out. I need proof. Oh, they go through US first? Damn, that sucks. Damn. That's pretty fucked up. I'm sorry to hear that. It is really dumb. US can pre-order on Canada sites. That would have been a saving grace for us if it didn't get delayed for you guys too. I mean, in a way, it's kind of not a super big deal as long as we can get it. As long as we can actually pre-order it before it releases, and there aren't like different states that's getting it before us, I don't think that's a big problem. I think it's like, it's annoying, yes, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Like it'd be different if it was in certain areas in North America and Canada that was you know, in North America in general, in North America that was doing that. But yeah. Their first game with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, that's pretty cool. So it's almost like they're returning. And in a way, I was gonna actually say this game kind of reminds me of Jungle Beat in like just in certain ways. DK is terrifying in this game. They made Galaxy right after. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is one of my favorite games. I want to play that on stream at some point. I'm seeing more shit than I was able to get to when I played because I had to stop. Wait, was he banging on his chest with his feet, bruh? How's Mario Kart World? Did it look beautiful in person? Mario Kart World looked incredible. That shit looks, man, that game would look so good. It's probably one of the best looking games I've seen on the Switch so far. Well, Switch 2 now, so never mind. Metroid Prime 4 is gonna look better since that's 4K, but like that game it looks way better than 8. There's like already comparison pictures of character models. The water in Mario Kart World looks crazy, bro. The water looks so good, dude. Bruh, it's the water in Mario Kart World is insane. This is like perfect music for this. This is Donkey Kong music. So apparently there's rumors that not every upgraded game is going to cost money. Like I think they said games like Scarlet and Violet will have just maybe some graphical enhancements without you having to pay money for it. And apparently the only games that are gonna make you pay money for is when there's actual like additional content. Like how Zelda has all that new stuff in it that you can use with the phone and all the other crap. And then like how what's another game they're doing that? Like Kirby has like more content in it. Some games are gonna let you use the Switch 2's peripherals, like the mouse and all that, and the new Joy-Con. Like I think those would be the games you pay for. That's what people were talking about. I don't know if that's confirmed, but that'd be a lot better than just every game being like that. Also, I think we're getting a glimpse of what Diddy may look like. You literally take that monkey and just put in Diddy Kong's color and put a hat, his clothes on it. And that's probably Diddy Kong. Yo, Panther with the raid. Thank you so much. There's a whole list for games that won't have updates. Really? Where is that? Is that in our Discord? No, I didn't get to buy a new costume. Someone on here? On this game? No. I didn't get far enough. Like I said, I only had 20 minutes to play, so I didn't have a lot of time. Kirby content shouldn't be locked behind Switch 2. I can agree with that. It is kind of whack. Like you can't even play the... Well, I wonder about that. Maybe the DLC will be available without the enhancements, maybe. If you have the Switch 2, if you have the you know, the expansion pass, maybe. But it's probably not. You probably got to buy a whole Switch. Just like imagine if you just you got to buy a whole Switch 2 just to play that ice event, whatever thing, the DLC for Kirby. That'd be wild. Let me check on this barrel. I'm watching my Donkey Kong barrel. Give me a second. I'm gonna let this play in the background. So I should air dry this thing? Won't it smell if I do that? I don't know if I should air dry this. I feel like I should probably throw this shit in the dryer. I don't want this shit to set the dryer on fire either though.
1, 2, 3, 4, hit!
I mean, I'll let it air dry for a bit. We'll just see what happens. Let me set this on top of my table. It might be fine. We'll throw this in the dryer though. Looked like it kept its shape though. Man, I unplugged my damn headphones, bro. Hold up. No. Okay, there we go. Free updates. It's on their website. Let me see. I see you posted it there. I'm gonna pull it up too though. What the heck? I don't even remember being able to do that either. All right, let's see what they got on here. Hopefully it won't show anything to get me in trouble here. Okay, let's see. Featured. Oh yeah, I need to get that app on the, is that mobile app available where you can look at new updates and stuff? It looks like we're getting our spring Splatfest pretty soon. Where is that? I guess I gotta go to Switch 2 specifically. Let's go here. Let's see. Oh. All right, free updates for select Switch games. Yeah, okay, yeah. Wow, Odyssey's getting an update? Wasn't Odyssey already 60? 60 frames? Free updates to improve playability Switch 2 on the Switch 2 system will be released by connecting your Switch 2 to the internet. You can download free updates that may improve performance. Or add support for features such as game share and select. Okay. So some of this stuff is just gonna have game share. So it doesn't mean they're all gonna have performance boost. So like more than likely, like 3D World is probably gonna have game share, but the game already runs fine. Same with Deluxe, it's probably gonna have game. Like most of these games are probably gonna have game share. These two mother fifers are 1000% gonna be getting performance stuff. And I'm excited to see that because there's already been mods for Pokemon where you can boost it to 60. I guess it was a 4K though. Maybe. I don't think they're gonna make these 4K. I feel like that'd be something you had to pay for to get it up there. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong though. Link's Awakening. I'm curious about this though. What they're gonna be doing with that. They say about the game. Is they gonna tell us about it or they're gonna tell us about the upgrade? Okay, well. Cool. Oh yeah, by the way, you guys, I'm going to be returning back to a proper like stream schedule this week. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling since I'm getting sick. I feel it happening to me slowly but surely. I feel the sickness hitting me pretty bad. Oh, what's up? Why you say dang? Welcome to the stream. Is it Jose? Am I pronouncing your name right? But yeah, what was I about to say about that though? I like how Diddy's like laying down, but DK's like sitting up. I think that's kind of funny. I might play Mario Kart. I kind of talked about everything that I can think of for the most part. Let me see. I talked about Kirby. The demo game was cool. I did try that demo game. The one's gonna be like $10. That was cool. Street Fighter ran flawlessly on there for the most part. It doesn't look as good as it looks on PC, obviously, but it looked fine. But I think that's pretty much all I can think about as far as like talking about things go. Does 4K matter though? I guess in this day and age, okay. From a practical standpoint, no. From a business standpoint, yes, because the Nintendo Switch is competing with other consoles that has 4K. And 4K, in the words of Pharaohs, is like one of those buzzwords that they're using, companies are using. So it's like, it's just a way to metaphorically play their hand, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, well, we can do 4K, even though we're only gonna have 2 games that's capable of doing it. We can do it. So I said, damn, because Nintendo Switch first series is getting unnecessary updates, or I may be wrong. Unnecessary updates like what? Wasn't it what is considered an unnecessary update? One question about the Kirby game: is it really a different level? Because I was intrigued. I want to buy it. I mean, it looks like it's a whole different, like it's whole new content to the game. What's up, Scotty? Let's take a look at it. Because I was actually looking at people play it when I was at the Nintendo event, but like they wasn't really doing much with it, so I couldn't really see. But let's look at the trailer. It looks like it's a whole new added content, because you're gonna have to pay for that. Let me see. Kirby, Forgotten Land. Did they play this at the Treehouse? They did. They did play. They played at the Treehouse, so we can actually see it. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun, Scotty. I didn't like getting sick, but it was fun going. I feel like as a Nintendo rep, you shouldn't be allowed to wear earrings. Let me see. If the price of the game's making people upset, I highly doubt the people complaining about not having 4K can't even afford it. No, you're missing the point. I get what you're saying, June, but I guess we're thinking on two different. I guess we may be talking about two different things. I think you're talking about people complaining about 4K, and I think I'm talking about like why there's 4K, because you mentioned, is it necessary to have, and I mentioned no, it's not necessary to have. So people may be complaining about 4K and all that. That's a whole nother thing. We can talk about that if that's the case, but I was just more or less addressing like, is it important? No, but companies are gonna flash that out for competition's sake. Because when they see, oh, this thing can do 4K, they're thinking like, oh shit, that means that this is next gen, this is awesome. It's just like, but it doesn't really matter, because like you see, like most people can't even run shit in 2K right now. I don't know. I just saw you talk about updates for, oh, got you. Yeah, so there's going to be performance updates, Jose, and also some games are going to be able to do that new download play or whatever share play thing they're going to be doing, which is kind of interesting. And I guess they're showing games that'll be capable of that. So I wouldn't say it's like unnecessary updates. I think they're some of them are pretty necessary. I like most of that stuff kind of, well, game share isn't a necessity, but it'll be good for the long run. That's what I say. It's a good update. And performance boost on some of those games to me is good too. It will help with the overall player experience. It looked completely different midway, but I'm still afraid it's just little content. It's probably not gonna be a lot. Like I wouldn't bank on it being like a whole different game experience. But if you haven't played Kirby, and like I haven't played Forgotten Land since it came out, so being able to play this game at 60 and have this would feel kind of nice because I've been thinking about replaying through the game again anyway. So this would be kind of good for people like me. If you're someone that frequent this game, I don't think this would be much for you unless you're just a hardcore Kirby fan and want more stuff. And by the way, if you're on the YouTube side, I am talking to people over on Twitch. If you're on the Twitch side, I'm talking to people over on YouTube. In case you wonder, like, who the hell I'm talking to. I'm tired of Nintendo picking and choosing what first party gets paid free DLC. I can understand that. That's a viable annoyance to have. I trust Sakurai Sensei more than Nintendo. I love this Kirby game. Well, Sakurai didn't work on this game though. Sakurai hasn't worked on a Kirby game, I think, since the first Air Ride, but he's working on this new one. So I wouldn't bank on him for this game, at least. I realize this is a Donkey Kong Renaissance. I hope so too. Tropical Freeze should have been that. If this game doesn't do it, I don't know what will. If this new DK game doesn't do it, I don't know what would. It's so weird seeing Kirby in 60 FPS like this. Well, that's not true, cause Return to Dreamland was 60. Oh, we get more games, more merch. I don't know why I have trust issues. I know that's why I have trust issues. Oh, got you. I can understand that. This new Kirby team has been doing okay with Forgotten Land, at least, because the last Kirby games have been too sanitized and kind of safe and boring to me. So I'm hoping that, like, Return to Dreamlands to me was amazing. That was such an amazing game, and it reminded me of the Kirbys that I love, the Kirby generations that I love. So I'm hoping that after this game and then Return to Dreamlands came out and they were kind of, working on that, I'm hoping that, the next Kirby game will kind of continue that feeling. Cause I like this game. This game was cool, but it was, I don't know, it still kind of felt safe-ish too. I don't know, like this game was great, but it was still like, okay, I beat it. That's cool. Like, it wasn't like, oh man, that was like the best experience I've had ever with a Kirby game. Like, it didn't feel like that when I played it. I actually felt like that when I played Return to Dreamland. That was the first time I ever played that game. What up, Black Indie Dev? $80 plus tax, plus tariffs. Yep. Money. Future DK depends on it. Yeah, it does. They're not ever gonna just get rid of DK though. Like DK is one of Miyamoto's babies. Like, you don't play about DK, man. Like, I don't think there'll be a time we'll just never see him again per se, but now as far as him getting a solo game to this magnitude, if this game for some reason bombed, then I think there will be cause of concern as far as him getting a solo game maybe of this kind. But DK in general, he'll be around. They're not ever gonna get rid of DK. At least not as long as Miyamoto's around. You can rest assured with that. I have mixed feelings. Wait, Return to Dreamland is my favorite 2D Kirby in old style. It might be up there for me now, because Return to Dreamland, because I like Nightmare in Dreamland. And Return to Dreamland reminds me of that game, but up-res, basically, with more shit. So when I played it, and then they even got the mini games from Nightmare in Dreamland in that. So I'm just like, I really love Return to Dreamland a lot. Like, I want to go back and replay that game too. That game was amazing. You ever beaten Forgotten Land? I've beat it, but I didn't beat the extra mode stuff. I'm going to wait to revisit this and Tears in the Kingdom until after until I get the Switch 2. Then I can just play it updated. There's no point in me playing these games and continuing to play them, and they're gonna get, up-res anyway. So I'm just gonna wait. I have much feelings about this Kirby. with this Kirby compared to Return to Dreamland. But this game is so gorgeous and so many secrets. It had me for the time I played it. I wish it would be more open. Yeah, because this game isn't really like open world. It's kind of more like, it's like I said, people compared it to 3D Land or 3D World, where it's kind of like, it's basically still kind of like, it is 3D Kirby, but it's still kind of 2D in a way, because you're still like, you're not full 3D. Did that make sense? Like how 3D World is like pseudo kind of like 2D, I guess. I don't know. Like this I guess because this is fully a platformer versus like the jump from Mario 64. I mean, from Mario World to Mario 64, and Mario 64 was like a collectathon too, along as a, you know, as well as it was a collectible game, exploration game. This game isn't an exploration game. It's like a platformer with different directional like camera angles and shit available, basically. Because all this is, like, if you play Return to Dreamland, like, let's take Return to Dreamland and then just make it wider, basically, and let you be able to go in different directions, which isn't bad. But Megalo the best boss. I don't really remember that fight for some reason. But I like this game when I had it though. This game was cool. Oh yeah, you guys saw in the picture, but I can show you guys real quick. Y'all can keep asking me stuff if you need to, by the way. I got the Switch 2 bag. This thing is super high quality. Like, well, okay. Let me not say that, because I don't know about bags and stuff. This $500 bag, which this thing a tear if it rain got on it too much. But like for a free bag that they just gave you at a Nintendo event, because they could have gave us some little string bags like they've done in the past. This is a pretty decent bag. Like DT4 put his laptop in one of these, and it got a bunch of pockets in it. Like they really put a lot of effort into this bag. Like I would wear this out. Like seriously, I would like actually wear this out somewhere. I'd be careful because somebody might think I have a Switch 2 in this thing and try to beat me across the head. But like, you know, for a damn free event bag, this thing is pretty nice. Pretty nice. There was mad people wearing it. 500. You talking about for the Switch? No, the Switch is 450. It's 500 if you get the bundle, which would be wise. So you might as well just say it's $500. I don't understand why anyone would not get the, like, I'm trying to think of why someone wouldn't get the bundle, especially unless you're not gonna get Mario Kart. Because if you don't get the bundle, if you get the bundle, you're essentially paying $50 for Mario Kart. Whereas if you get it by itself and then Mario Kart, you're gonna be paying $80 for Mario Kart. So there's a $30 difference. If you don't care about Mario Kart and you're not gonna get it, then that's fine. But like, you're better off just getting the bundle. The bag? No, the bag was $500. Did I say 500? No, this bag was free. I got it for free from the Nintendo event. No, I was saying like, there's people that there's people that have $500 bags out there, and I'm saying like, I'm not someone that knows about that kind of stuff like they do. So I don't really have a lot to say, unfortunately, when it comes to that. You have to get the bundle. The physical Mario Kart is not physical anyway. I'm not getting the bundle because I want the physical copy. You have to get the bundle. The physical Mario Kart is not physical anyway. Wait, what do you? Oh, that's true. Because it's one of those. Wait, so Mario Kart is one of those weird, like, it's like a physical card, but the game's digital thing. Only third-party games are key cards. Okay, got you. I'm catching up the chat. It's a little delayed. You're saying it's a key card. Okay, so both of you. Okay, so which is which? The first-party games have the games on cartridge. I think I've heard, based on what I've heard, it's on what RC was saying, because other people were saying the same thing about third-party games. So I'm gonna go with RC because I've also seen other sources say that. Yeah, I think that is the case, creator. So if you get like Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? If you get that on the Switch 2 and you get it physical, you don't really have it physical because they can just take that away from you. Speaking of Air Ride, there is a lot of misinformation. I mean, it's kind of like there's a lot of misinformation, but to be fair, they didn't explain this stuff well. So it's like you really have to like do a lot of digging, which the average person isn't going to be doing, to try to figure all this stuff out. I only know about a lot of this stuff because I watch a lot of YouTubers who post this stuff, and plus you've been posting things, and I follow a scope of people that discuss this stuff all the time. But like it is very understandable that people may not really know any of this stuff, to be honest. Is this, I don't know if this is a whole new game. I think it looks like you're just playing the regular game, but it's just freezing stuff is added on top. This would be good for a replay, but I don't think they had this item on there before. Like this thing, this little, whatever this thing, this mouthful mode. The same game, yeah. Yeah, so this would just be good for a replay through if you haven't played the game in a while, like me. This would be good for somebody like me that ain't played the game since it came out, basically. But for like, you know, Joe Smo that plays this game regularly, like this isn't gonna be much for you. That's the original game again now, so it wasn't before. Amiibo prices are crazy now on GameStop. Oh yeah, them Amiibo prices are shot up, bro. Them just ain't no joke. Design was new, somewhat revamped, but the new one's $20 USD for one Amiibo. For the Zelda, $30 for the Street Fighter series. Dude, I remember when Amiibo were only like $13, I think. You stopped buying Amiibos? Yeah, I never really was into the collecting of them thing because I know how I can get. The path was different. Okay, so it's probably just the same shit with like different stuff. Don't want to own too much plastic. I can understand that. Nintendo staying quiet really did not help them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't blame I don't blame anyone for being misinformed. So I have a lot of patience for it. Because it's not their fault. Like, Nintendo doesn't. This is a very complicated. It's like it's complicated and not complicated at the same time, the situation. But like, there's just so much, man. It's like baseline. There's like so much that we don't know. Like the key card thing, like that's complicated as hell. Like, how do you explain that? Like, how is Timmy's mother, who don't know anything about video games, supposed to follow this shit? Let alone little Timmy. And then like the thing about the upgrading the games thing, like on PlayStation and Xbox, it's just simple as you just put the fucking game in and it upgrades for free. But then it's like some games are getting partial upgrades, some games aren't. You know, it's just like, it's a lot. They're doing a lot. And I think maybe consolidating the stuff a lot better, or maybe having a better explanation for some of these things would have been a lot better. Because there's gonna continue to be a lot of misinformation about the pricing of things. Like, people are gonna think this. I've heard people say the Switch was like almost $700-800. I'm like, where did you hear this from? Like, but no, the Switch is not $700. What the hell? The Switch 2. Like, where did you get that from? I want to play a game without peer-to-peer like Splatoon. That'd be good. I want to know about the network connection for that. Nintendo's always quiet about their network connectivities. Even if they upgraded their network system, we would never know unless we probably like play the games. They're not gonna talk. Like, Nintendo don't talk about under the hood things. Like, even in their explanation about the Switch 2, like when they were, I can pull it up real quick. Like when they were talking about how the Switch 2 has 120 FPS, 4K. There's talks that the way that they're achieving 4K isn't even native. They're probably using DLSS because they're using NVIDIA cards. So they're using AI frame generation or some kind of AI to boost the games up into 4K, which is fine, but they're not going to say that because they want you to be googly eyed over the fact that they have 4K. If they say 4K with boosted AI from, because AI is a trigger word for people now. So they're not gonna say, you know, AI and shit. You know what I'm saying, when they're talking about it. But there's gonna be like Metroid is probably gonna be native 4K. But other games like third-party games or any other game that's not like their first-party AAA title, they're probably not going to be using that. What's up, Shin and Momo? It's not their fault for making a complex system with no full explanation. I think you misinterpreting what I was saying, June. Or I might be misinterpreting what you're saying because we're talking through text. But I was explaining that it's not the player's fault. What's up, Alexander Smith? It's not the player's fault or the consumer's fault for not understanding all of this complicated shit that Nintendo is putting out and not explaining. And it's also not the people's fault for having misconceptions on it. That's what I meant. Does that make more sense? Not that it's not Nintendo's fault. I'm saying, like, me and you are saying the same thing, basically. We're on the same side. People said long ago that they use DLSS, and there it go. Leakers and shit. Otherwise, Nintendo would sell their console for $800. Agreed. They're gonna take shortcuts. 480, 12 FPS upscaled to 4K. 120. Yeah. How are you today? I'm sick. Alexander Smith. So not too hot, but I'm making it. I'm here. How are you? You're streaming, right? I thought I heard you say not Nintendo fault. If I did say that, that was an error, but I think everybody knew what I meant by that. I think. What up, Momo? Hope you feel better. Thank you. Yeah, I got sick again going up to New York. I gotta stay away from that place. I keep getting sick. This is the second time I got sick when I went up there. Okay, no worries, dude. Y'all be sure to check out Alexander Smith streams as well. He also streams over on YouTube. Thanks for swinging by. What up, Mr. M? Yeah, but yeah, they've been using, they're definitely using DLSS or some kind of frame generation or something to help upscale this stuff and make it, like, you know, make everything look pretty, all that good stuff. Shit, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. So apparently the screen is, I think it's bigger than the Steam Decks, because it's almost 8 inches, which is kind of big. It's bigger than, I think it's about as big. A lot of people are drawing comparisons to this thing and the Asus ROG, more so than the Steam Deck. Not the Ally X though. The Ally X still beats this thing out from what people were saying, but we have to really go under the hood to look at it. What movies you hype for? The Zelda movie, that Doomsday movie, the Doomsday movie from Marvel, and the Mario 2 movie. I'm not a big movie person, so outside of those are the only ones. I'm gonna definitely listen to your thoughts tomorrow. Okay, yeah, no worries. I just talked about the whole direct yesterday. I actually looked at your video about I think it was the pricing. I actually watched that while I was in Virginia, Alexander Smith. Oh, this right here. So I know people were concerned about the Joy-Cons being snatched out. They actually showed this here. It does take a lot of force to tear this off. Like, you'd have to really, like, there's a video, I don't know how they were able to do this in front of the Nintendo reps, but there's a video of somebody actually trying to rip these things apart, like off of the Switch too, and then, like, it worked, but you have to really, like, try to pull this shit to get it off. Because it locks in with that little thing, and then it's magnetic, so there shouldn't be a time where it's just falling off. Also, this is pretty. And Joy-Con feel. The Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 feel so good in the hands. Like when you're individually holding them, like off of the Switch 2, it feels so good. Like they feel perfect for your hands almost. As like when I was holding them, I was actually surprised. And I have pretty, you see how big my fucking hands are? Like I got long fingers and stuff. They fit in my hands perfectly. When I was playing that demo game, I was very, very surprised, but they got to be bigger to work as a mouse. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that. And as you see, they got the little trigger thing so you can do stuff with, do stuff with it. So them things tiny? No, man. I mean, it's small, but like you have to hold it. You have to hold it in your hands. Cause even that, like, cause I get what you're saying. Cause when you look at it, oh, you talking about my hands. You talking about my hands. No, I caught it before you said it. I was like, wait a minute. You talking about my goddamn hands. Look at them compared to like my head. And I got a big ass head. Not a Joy-Con, your hands? No, I read that when you put that. Oh, you meant to put that instead of the typing it again. Call Me Super Mario, the way I got this one song I listened to 2 weeks ago looping in my head. Yeah, it's just crazy how that happens. But wait, what did I do with Mario though? Is there a clip holding it for the electromagnet, or is it just proximity? So it looks like when they go in, hold on. Oh, okay, I want to talk about this in a second. I want to talk about the HDMR thing in a second. I want to talk about that in a second. Hold on. Okay, so the Joy-Con 2 is attacked magnetically. So once it clips in, there's a clip on the inside, like right here, that actually clips into some kind of hole or receiver. And then it's also magnetic from there. Logs, would you do voice acting for a game? Possibly. I don't know if my voice will work for a game. I don't really have a lot of range, but I'm pretty good at doing imitations of certain things. But I lack a lot of range. Angry Birds 3 by Paramount Pictures. Oh, you like that? I never even watched the original Angry Birds. Were those good games? Not good games, were those good movies? No, they're big. Oh, okay, got you. Minions 3 by Universal. Coyote versus Acme. I wouldn't mind watching that Coyote one. Minions and Angry Birds, I don't really care too much about. TMNT 2. I do want to watch the TMNT movie. This man's hands look big through the camera. Unimaginable levels of cap. Is Mario because what if not was polarizing? What if it was a polarizer title? What do you mean by polarizing? Yeah, so it looks like there's a receiver here that clicks it in. Okay, so they talked about HDR. So, and shout out to Maximilian Dude, because was it him? No, it wasn't Maximilian Dude. It was Wolfden. So Wolfden brought up this point, which was great, by the way. So a lot of people are upset because this isn't going to have a lot of people. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Alexander Smith. I don't know why I didn't go through. The hell? Oh, I don't have alerts on this channel? Oh, I do have. Oh, the alert box is muted. There it is. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate you. What I was gonna say is that HD, okay, a lot of people are, well, let me read the comments real quick before I say that. I think during the direct they showed a clip of the tech demo and it had a video of how the magnetic loop works. Yes, and I also got to try that demo out, which is cool. Hear that? Is there something that prevents the strips inside the Switch Joy-Con slot from getting damaged? I don't know. That's a question for Nintendo. Spicy? Maybe if it won't potentially jeopardize my future endeavors. Maybe. Black Indie Dev. Okay, so let me get to my point real quick. So a lot of people are upset because the Switch 2 isn't gonna have OLED and it has LCD. Understandable because OLED provides more vibrant colors and makes blacks black. They make like dark colors darker, and that is extremely noticeable because I have an OLED monitor right in my face right here, and I have two LCD screens on the other side, and it's like night and day difference. Two things. One, LCD screens are not the same as they were when the Switch 1 came out. The Switch 1's LCD screen was already lackluster when it first came out anyway and behind the curve. My tablet is an LCD screen, and I actually showed it to some of my friends, and they thought it was OLED because of how vibrant it was and how dark some of the darks were. So like LCD screens are not like as bad as they used to be. Honestly, it's kind of, I'm gonna say negligible, but like unless you're like a super duper like Nazi for that, not say Nazi, unless you're like super big into that space, the average person's probably not really gonna notice. Like with this new screen at least, because I even like Wolf Den played the Switch 2. I had the Switch 2 in my hands. I couldn't tell it was LCD. Like if I didn't already know it was LCD, I actually forgot, honestly, when I had it in my hands. If you gave that Switch 2 to the average person, they would think it's OLED. To the average person. Which this is targeted for. It's targeted for the average person. So that's one thing. Two, like Creator said, there's gonna be an OLED model eventually anyway. So you're gonna get that regardless. Three, we're gonna get, I don't know if I'm doing the numbers right, but I'm just gonna say three. It has HDR. HDR will more than make up for that. Like HDR like vastly improves the saturation and unlocks more, I guess, a wider range of colors anyway. So something that Wolf didn't mention that I agree with is like, would you take a 60 FPS screen, potentially as low as 40 FPS screen with OLED, or would you and it has VR. I forgot to mention that this also has variable refresh rate, which makes the gameplay experience way smoother, by the way. So with this LCD screen, you get HDR, you get 120 FPS, and you also get variable refresh rate. If they have OLED in this for the price range they're looking for, there's no way they could have had all this extra stuff in there. You would have probably just had an OLED screen that could go up to 60 FPS, which is fine for a lot of people. But having the capabilities of going 120 and even 4K, 1440p, all of that is actually still pretty big. Because I have a 1440p monitor, so it's annoying because I have a lot of issues with my Switch actually trying to play it on my 1440p monitor because it only supports 1080p. So I would rather have an LCD screen with variable refresh rate and HDR that can also go up to 120 FPS, by the way, undocked in handheld mode, and go up to 120 FPS. I'd rather have that than a damn OLED screen that can only go up to 60 FPS and that's it. So, and like by the time we get to a certain point where they're gonna release an OLED one, this is gonna drop in prices. We're gonna get the damn inevitable Switch 2 Lite. Cause this thing is it is pretty big. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I have a Steam Deck and this thing felt like a little wider for some reason. Like it's thin. It's still as thin as the Switch, but it's I say the heaviness is in between a Steam Deck and a Switch and a regular Switch. So if you have like the Switch feels paper thin in your hands, this thing does not. It does not feel like that. It feels pretty heavy. So I can imagine like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old may have some trouble wielding this thing, but we'll just have to see. The clip is likely thin and just completes the loop to activate the magnet, but maybe if it gets close enough, it'll still activate. Probably. That's probably what it is. I thought this was targeted towards their middle class fans who could afford the system. Maybe. I'm working on an RE style game with 2 black protagonists. Is that why you were saying it may be controversial or whatever? I feel like I've only had screen tearing. I feel like I've only had screen tearing with variable refresh rate, though my system is built different. Variable refresh rate is supposed to prevent that. Like most gamers usually recommend turning it on. I have variable refresh rate on my monitor and it doesn't cause that. Because what it does is like if your game, like, okay, if your monitor, if your screen, right, has like a, okay, let's say like for instance, the Switch undocked is capable of 120 FPS, but the game you're playing is only capable of 90. It's going to like match the two basically to prevent I'm trying to see how to explain this because I know it's like I know what it means, but trying to like consolidate it and make it sound simpler is like weird. Long and short of it, it basically it matches the damn specs between the two to make it synergized versus like it could cause issues if something has more pixels than the thing you're trying to input into it. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm probably still explaining that stupidly. It has spice. Okay, got you. I don't really know what spice means, but I don't know what spice means in this context. Like for me, laptop at 60 hertz, 60 hertz SPS causes screen tearing. But when I do 144 hertz on both, and cap to 60, it runs fine. Your laptop, what is the recommended? What is the recommended sorry, what's the recommended hertz for your monitor? Or what's the recommended pixels resolution? Sorry, my brain is fogging right now, I'm sick. What is the recommended resolution and hertz for your monitor or for your laptop screen? Because usually screen tearing occurs too if your game is at a different resolution than your monitor output. Sometimes that could cause that. Like if there's a mismatch in that. Ideally, you want everything to kind of be the same. Like whatever your recommended setting is for your monitor, you want it to be that, and your game should be running at that. Now, obviously, you can switch that, and that's what VSync is for. VSync is there to help, like, fix that shit when there's issues with that. There's ways around it, but ideally, you kind of want it to be like that. You think by default is 120, 98. I'm sorry, that's a 120, 1920 by 1080p. So it's a 1080p monitor with 144 hertz. So, and you said, yeah, so that would explain why you were having screen tearing then. And once you switched it to 144 hertz, you were fine after that. That makes sense. You may need to turn VSync on too if the game has that. Sorry if I sound like I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm like I said, my brain is foggy. I'm all over the place all the time anyway, so it shouldn't be too different. Okay. VSync made my game run like doo-doo. VSync shouldn't make it run like doo-doo. That's weird. Yeah, that transition was pretty clean. But yeah, the Joy-Cons feel better. And the joysticks are definitely larger, which definitely does help quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It seems subtle when you're looking at it from here, but when you're holding it, like it does make a difference. If it could be just a little bit bigger, that'd be cool, but then the Switch would have to be bigger. So they're trying to keep everything in a way where it can feel fine in your hands when you're holding it as a complete console, but also feel fine, you know, when they're not connected, which is I can imagine it's kind of hard to do. So yeah. I tested with a punnet with a Punnett square of Hertz FPS VSync Hertz performance. That's weird. But it can't, that can happen, which is why most people don't use VSync. VSync can cause problems. I don't know enough about that to understand why that happens. So that's where my knowledge of that ends. And I try not to talk about things I don't know about. So yeah, this transition was pretty cool. Hearing this makes me, I kind of want to play Mario Kart, but I'm probably going to end soon. Unless you guys have something else you want to talk about. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. It's the mix. I can post it. Hold on. Here you go. Yeah, it's a mix on YouTube. Oh, the stand. So I know the stand was a concern because it looked flimsy as hell, but it's actually pretty damn sturdy. Like, this thing is surprisingly tough. Like, I was trying to like move it up and down, and it was like, it took a lot of effort to like really budge this thing. So this thing is actually pretty tough. Now, I don't know how many falls this stand will survive. Ideally, you probably wouldn't want to drop something like this, but yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Looking ass, but yeah. I looked it up from understanding the tearing from frames being generated before the previous one. Or that is has a way to gameplay. I think the VSync just synchronizes them. Yeah, pretty much. Has half VSync and full. Notably, at 144 Hertz system game with an FPS cap of 60. Gotcha. Mushroom Cup gameplay. Is that 40? Is that 40? Sorry, is that 4K? Also, what you talk about around the beginning 30 minutes of the stream, I didn't catch that part. What did I talk about? I don't even remember. I guess I might do like a recap. I talked about the trip. I talked about the flight. I talked about me staying with DT4. How I popped off during the direct. We talked about which games we're gonna get up-resed out of the games. We talked about Donkey Kong Bonanza. We talked a lot about Mario Kart. We covered a lot of the big things. I didn't really play Metroid Prime 4 at the thing, so I don't have much to say about that. The demo was fine, I'd say. I actually won the quiz game. They have a quiz game that tests your knowledge on FPS. So for people, because they're boasting a lot about their power output for the Switch 2. So for the demos, it can teach the casual audience, you know, what 4K kind of looks like or what it does or what it means in pixels, and it could teach you kind of how to differentiate visually the differences between different FPSs. I actually passed the FPS one with flying colors, of course, because you know I'm like very anal about FPS, so of course I saw all of that. But VOD friends, you could probably could VOD friends. That way, VOD friends. Well, yo, you group up with people to watch the VODs or something. Imagine I have like a channel, like VOD friends channel, where everybody can just link up and just watch the stream VODs or something. That'd be funny. Oh, also, because there's another misconception that's going around. No, that's just the word I use for watching the VODs. Oh, another misconception. People think that the voice chat in the Switch 2 is open, like it's just 100% open, like you can just get on and just talk to Jimmy85 on your team on Splatoon. It doesn't work like that. It has to be it has to be a Nintendo friend. Like, it has to be somebody on your friend list for Nintendo. So, yeah. So basically that's how that, and then you have to like invite them in. Like, you have to go through the footwork of joining this person into your chat. There shouldn't be a situation where it's like, why is this person here? Because you would be the one bringing them in. Because Doug Bowser goes into that in an interview when they were talking about the safety for kids and, you know, the Switch 2 voice chat. So if anybody was wondering about that, no, it's not like Xbox Live. People were like, oh no, the Switch 2 is going to be toxic because it's going to be Xbox. It's not like that. It's not going to be like that. So speaking of which, did the button activate with a pop-up requiring online? Like if someone doesn't have it and they accidentally press it? That's a good question. I don't know, because that button wasn't accessed. Like, I didn't think to press the button, and I'm pretty sure it probably didn't even have any functionality. That model of the Switch we use probably didn't have functionality on that. But I'd assume it's kind of crazy to think that you have a button on your Switch you can't even use. But it'd be cool if it had a different function if you didn't have online capabilities. Like maybe if it was like a second screen share button, or maybe if it just did something redundant. Because it just seems weird to have a button you can't use on your Switch. Like if you're not online, like, but yeah, it's out the way. So it's not like, you know, you probably forget it's there after a while. Like I'm gonna forget it's there myself because I'm not ever gonna use that functionality probably unless I'm playing with my parents at home. But then they can't do voice chat with me because they're not gonna have a Switch 2. I just thought about it. So yeah, it's basically useless to me. Because I'm just gonna talk on Discord, but I play with anybody. But none of my main friends are gonna get a Switch 2. So honestly, like, you guys would be the ones I'd be playing Switch 2 with. So I might go ahead and end pretty soon though, because my throat's getting dry. I'm feeling sickish. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. So next stream, I'm gonna create a proper schedule probably next week. Like not next week, this Sunday. For now, I'll just have to tell you guys when I'm gonna stream for this week. So I'm gonna stream around the same time, like 7:30 again. Probably, if not tomorrow, then Thursday. What's today? Tuesday. So I may be back I might stream like Thursday and Friday. It may take a break tomorrow. Since I'm going back to work again and I'm sick, I'm probably gonna need to rest. So I'll see how I am. If I'm gonna stream again either Thursday, or I might just not stream again till Friday, but we'll see. Just look out for my stuff. Is there anything else anybody needs to bring up or ask about the event now? If not, if it comes to you and you want to ask some other streams, we can, but I just want to get everything out right now. So is everyone good? Everyone got their questions out the way? So long as your sickness isn't contagious. Yeah, I hope my sickness isn't contagious, man. I'm probably gonna have to work online if that's the case. I think I'm scheduled to work in the office this week, even though it's like a 3-day work week for me. But we'll see what happens. My voice is gonna be shit. My voice is gonna be so garbage in the next couple of days. So yeah, I'm yawning already because I'm just so fatigued. But yeah, you guys take it easy though, man. Thanks for tuning in. This was a good chat. I just wanted to catch up with you guys. So we got our catch-up stream out the way, so we can have a proper stream. Next stream will probably be Mario Kart because I'm itching to play that game. So, did they just let you go to the NY trip, or did you have to use a PTO or something? I went to, so the way I did it, at my current job, we don't have PTO. We have unlimited PTO, sorry. So it's just whatever my boss approves. Like we bring a time range to him, or a date range, and he approves that or disapproves it. knock on wood, he hasn't disproved one yet because we haven't taken advantage of it. Like me and my other coworker ask a month in advance for off days, and usually it's like no longer than probably 4 or 5 days. I think this is the longest I've ever been on PTO, I think in like a couple years. I don't think I've been out for like a whole week like this in a long time. So basically, yeah, if your boss likes you enough, then you're good. I can stay and chat with you guys for a little bit longer if you want some more stuff to talk about. But I might need to get some water here soon though. My throat's getting dry. We had the Mario Kart World Direct in 9 days. That's true. 9 days. That's on the 18th, right? Hold on. That's on a Friday. I wish they didn't have them so early because I'd like to watch that live with you guys. The 17th. Okay. Yeah, but I can't stream that. So I probably just have to react to it after. I just talk about it afterwards. Imagine working 40 hours every week of your life for the rest of your life. Shit's crazy. That'd be fucking crazy, bro. I'm planning to retire at some point. They get mandatory weeks off. Oh, you're saying like with no off time? Yeah, no, that's effed up. You got to get some time off at some point, man. There was a time where me and my coworker didn't get any time off. We just never took time off. We were just always so, I guess, like into what we were doing work-wise in our projects. Like we would only take like maybe a couple days off a year. So I think that's another reason why our boss is like okay with us doing that. My boss is cool with us taking time off as long as we have coverage. That's the main thing. And me and my coworker cover each other. So if it was a thing where somebody was gone, it was going to be difficult and it was going to cause problems, and it was really frequent, then I think there'd be an issue. But that's why I strategically plan my times off. Like I'm not going to ask for I'm not going to ask for time off in general for probably a couple months. I got to let this settle down first. And I may ask for like a day or two off again. Fortunately, I work remotely. So if I need to do anything else, I can just plan a trip and then work remotely during the trip. That's what I'd have to do if I can do that. So, but yeah. But yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man, tuning in. I'm probably gonna go in and go. My throat's getting dry. I need to drink. I need to hydrate and eat again. I really ate a lot today, so I'm gonna go in and go. Thinking about work during the trip, shake my head, I lose marbles. Oh, I turned everything off on this last trip. I turned everything off. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna get slapped up. I know I am, because I haven't looked at my emails in like a week. You taking off for a Switch 2 launch? I wish. The Switch 2 actually comes out 4 days after my birthday. Sending health packs your way might take 10 business days. Dang, I'll be long gone by then. I'll save it for next time I get sick though, but I appreciate the love, creator. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in to the live react I did. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate you guys a lot. So, but we'll see each other again. Like I said, I'll stream again probably like Thursday or Friday or something. I just gotta rest my voice, rest my throat, rest my thoke. But yeah, Switch 2 comes out 4 days after my birthday, so potential birthday gift. But yeah, I'll let you guys later though. Peace out.